Hello, good morning, guys. I should keep my mic down from now on because it can catch some good sounds even if it's a bit far away. And if I keep it too near, the bass is booming. It's called the proximity effect. And from now on, it's going to be somewhere here. But because of that, we have to close the door and expect people not to scream in the hall and close the window as well so that it's very quiet like this. Okay. Uh, Now, what I want to do today is make some music and play some FIFA, go for prayer, and then in the evening at around 4:35, I want to go to the gym, do the payment subscription for membership for 3 months, and then go regularly. Okay, that is the plan for today. But before starting music, I want to plan for the day and be done with it. Okay, so because it's going to be a quick plan, I'm going to show it to you instead of doing it and then showing it to you. Okay, so first we have Euro USD. Okay, this is a low probability setup. Okay, the reason is there are so many 4-hour candles near the order block. Okay, and this is an order block and this is a imbalanced wick. So and there's no gap here. Okay, so we have three reasons: two order blocks uh, within the 4-hour order block, and that there are many candles in the 4-hour order block, and there is not a single gap anywhere in the 1-hour candles. So this itself suggests that it's a very low probability. So I'm not trading this. Okay, and GBP USD we have no setup, no fair value gap. Okay, so as of now, so maybe in the next 4 hours we would get a setup. Okay, so uh, next is GBP JPY. We have the setup, but we'll have to see what happens in the 11:30 candle. Okay, because it's a news event. So after the news event is over, we can place a trade. I mean, pending order somewhere here. Okay, because I'm going to consider this entire thing uh, demand zone. And last time when I took a trade, which looked like this, I placed the order here and put the stop loss here. It swept down, tapped here, and then went up. So we should consider this entire thing demand zone and then place the order here rather than there. And if we miss it, it's okay. At least we took action. Okay, and it's a calculated miss if we missed it. Okay, USD JPY. There's no gap here in 1 hour, but then there's a gap in the 4 hour. And anyway, it's covered, so it's done. No trade there. New Zealand dollar. We have this. But do we have a gap? Yes, we do have. And let's take a trade here because if we close it this small, we would have a really high commission, and we don't know if it's going to tap here and then go down. So let's keep it here. Okay, so let's put an alert. Okay, let's put an alert here because that's where the 4-hour order block is. Also, we could consider this the order block, but then it's low probability because it's in between order block and the price. We could take a trade here. Okay, but because this isn't a clear order block, at least if there was a white candle, we could take from here. But there's no white candle, so it's a bit risky. So I'm not taking low probability setups as of now because I don't want to take a low probability within a low probability. Okay, so no setup here, and there's no clear breakup structure, right? There's only a wick down here. So yeah, Aussie dollar we have already placed our pending order for yesterday. Yesterday itself. So we were waiting for that setup. Okay, and in case there's another 4-hour candle that closes up, we'll have another setup here. So we need to wait for another 4.5 hours. No trade setup as of now in USD CAD. Okay, but we have this setup which is coming. So let's I've already placed an alert here, so if it touches this we'll get an alert and we'll place a 1-hour order block pending order there. And then USD JPY, see Euro JPY, we are waiting for this alert to get hit so we can place a pending order. Gold, we have this one here, but I think there is no gap. Okay, there is a gap, but the thing is there's a huge demand zone, so we could trade off of here or here. Okay, but we're not going to be taking the trade. Bitcoin is doing really well. Okay, Solana is slowly starting to make the move. Euro, Aussie dollar, we have, yeah, it's still there. Then Euro GBP is a very low probability setup because there's another 1 hour. So we consider this entire thing an order block, and there's no gap within. There's only there's one imbalance here and one fair value gap order block here. So this is more probable. Okay, so let's mark this zone. Okay, and look for trades from here. Let's place an order here, and I've closed the order for this because there's a news event happening. So let's see what happens. So you know how they say all good things come to an end. Winning streak has just come to an end, and I'm not in a very soft manner. We lost freaking 3 trades in a row. 3 trades in a row, and all within a span of 2 hours. And all 3 were different pairs. But the thing is, all 3 pairs had the same movement. As in, it was not a news event, but then it acted like a news event. Huge candles, swept our stop loss like it was nothing, and then went towards the direction we wanted. All 3 trades. And remember in the morning I said GBP JPY I would like to take the last candle of the swing as the order block. I didn't do that. I placed the order at the first order block, and not first order block, the first candle that gave the fair value gap, and kept the stop loss at the candle's low. In 1 minute, the trade was triggered and stop loss was hit. So, and then it tapped the final candle and it went up, and it's 3 trades in a row. So when it comes like this, and when it goes like this. That's okay because we have won 6 to 7 times. I think 7 times totally. We'll go check the charts, but we lost 3 times in a row, but on the same day. That is what is very sad. Here at 4:30, here at 4:30, here at 4:30. Like almost everywhere at 4:30 there was some craziness happening, and it's not news. Okay, so these kind of things happen, and we should be fine with it. Okay, in one of the clips I would have said I'm going to be placing a pending order here because I've seen a lot of things happen, blah blah blah. But no, guess what I did? I kept a pending order, something like this, and we lost. I don't know how, I don't know what. It's maybe some huge financial institution doing something, because at 4:30 across all pairs something happened. Okay, usually news events happen only for a specific currency. Okay, so if it's USD, if it is US news, it will be affecting only USD pairs. So USD JPY, USD CAD, USD Swiss franc, stuff like that. And if it's a Japanese yen news, then it would affect USD JPY, GBP JPY, Euro JPY, and like that. There was no news, and even if you replay, it doesn't show any news. Like obviously it's going at 12:30, but then news was at what? 4:30, right? 4:30 there's no news. Even in XNES, I checked, there's no news at 4:30. Even in the pair, the huge thing, there's no news at 4:30. So it's mostly some crazy financial institutional selling. Okay, this is the first time we've lost 3 times in a row in this trade. But then look at this. This is beautiful, right? So we should be accepting this. Okay, so we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in a row and lost 3 trades in a row. Okay, the reason we've lost a substantial amount is because these 3 trades were 350 rupees trades. So if we risked 500, we would be having 1000. So 5000 rupees minus 1500, we would have 3500, but instead we have only 2700 rupees left with us. Okay, so yeah, this has been the trade today. Okay, quite bad day today, but you know what, we've had really good times. Okay, so all things come to an end, and it has come to an end in slightly a bad way, because 3 trades in a row, and it's not even spread apart, it's all in the same day, the same hour. Okay, and looking at this, we could have avoided the first trade because this is the 4-hour candle. Okay, and but this is almost a slightly discretion, because sometimes I've let the pending order stay when this happens, and it worked. Okay, so this is a small push after the 4-hour tap. Okay, and it's a small push, like you can consider it a small push, yeah, or if you consider it yeah, it's mitigated and then left it, we could have avoided this trade, right? But it's okay, this happens and this is fine. This is a subjective loss. Okay, so but the thing is, this is a low probability setup, right? Why? Because we have multiple 4-hour candles, and we should consider this entire thing 4-hour candle, 4-hour order block. Okay, and if you go to the 1 hour, we would have 2 setups. Okay, but even then we would have lost twice, 250, 250 gone. Okay, but here also we missed, we got hit even after giving this much space. Okay, or else we would have broken even if we gave it a little bit more space, but that's okay. We can't give it so much space just to justify this trade. Okay, we lost. Just accept the fact that you lost. I lost. Okay, so that is one thing. So from now on, how do we handle this GBP trade, GBJPY trade? Is okay. Why instead of taking 250 rupees trades, we could just place this entire thing as the order block 4-hour and just trade 1:1, and maybe you could win instead of taking 2 trades. Okay, because if we do the math, okay, if we place a trade like this and then another trade like this, okay, we have there are 3 things that could happen. 1, it could tap and go to 1:2, or 2, it could break and take the stop loss, go to the second and go 1:2. So in the first scenario we would have won 500. In the second scenario we would have lost 250, then we would have gotten 500, so our net gain would be 250. And the third thing that could happen is take both and go down, so we would have lost 500. So I thought, why do so much, just put an entire order block and do a 1:1. But turns out that that's not that great. Mathematically, yes, it's almost the same, but one issue is, as you can see, if we did that here, right, if we did that here 1:1, we would still be in the trade and we'll have to wait for a long time. One more thing is our take profit levels will be much higher, like we'll have to aim for much higher levels because it's a huge stop loss, and to get 1:1 we'll have to increase our take profit level. 3, we don't have break evens, because 1:1 where we keep a break even, right? There's no break even. So these are all the issues with this concept for trading. So how we could have traded this would be 250 here, 250 here. Okay, but the thing is, this is not an order block, right? Because there's no gap here. So from now on, what we could do is, if there are just 2 or 3 candles below and it looks like a demand zone or supply zone, same thing with gold. You see, this is a supply zone, and if we traded off of this, we would have lost, and even if we traded out of this, we would have lost. Okay, so the point I'm trying to say is, sometimes demand and supply zones can not have a specific particular order block for us to trade off of, because this trade yesterday somehow worked, because I did take the trade, but then it worked with just this being the stop loss. So I thought, okay, if that worked, then this should also work, right? But no, it took this and went up. So what we could do is, when we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, we could take the last candle that created a swing up. Okay, this one has one order block, and the other one has the other one that actually created the fair value gap has the other order block, and place 250 rupee stop loss on each point. Okay, why is that? Because either it could trade off of this, or it could trade off of this, and the thing with this is that it's a demand zone, it's not a clear order block. But sometimes certain order blocks could be very clear. Okay, could the second order block, something like this, could be very clearly an order block, so we could just trade off that. Only when it's confusing like this, when it looks like a demand and supply, as in there are like 4 to 5 candles and then a huge push up, like exactly like this, like 4 to 5 candles and then pushed up. We could use that strategy. The last candle, that is the reason for the swing, and place the order there, and one more at the last order block that created the push fair value gap. Sorry, not the push, the fair value gap. So one here and one here. Either way, we would have lost today because it just blasted up. That's okay, right? Because something happened at 4:30. I really don't know what happened. Okay, it's fine. So this is how we deal with these type of entries. Okay, so, or we could also consider this a low probability setup and just leave it, but then it leads to a lot of discretion. So instead, let's just be mechanical, place entries, take the stop loss. Okay, no harm in taking stop loss because we have won so many times. So that's it for today, and tomorrow and day after tomorrow we're going to be finding out if 1:1 is better in the long run, or is 1:2 better, or is 1:1.5 better with data. So see you tomorrow.